Watch who?
Hello, and welcome to Watch Who, a Doctor Who podcast. I'm Mark.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm a Doctor Who fan.
And I'm new to Watching Who.
Yep, watching for the very first time.
Very first time.
Yay, it's season 12. Woo.
Woo. Woo.
Yeah, we are back. Sarah, are you okay after COVID?
Yes, I am. I was very tired.
Yeah.
Very tired. And then I have epilepsy and I've had a seizure recently, and I've hurt my back. So
Yeah.
it's been a lot going on.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to have you back.
Good to be back.
We've still been very busy. I've got a few updates though.
Okay.
We're going to have some updates. It's been so long.
Yeah.
So before we get into season 12, I've been to a Doctor Who convention.
Oh, right. Yes, you have.
So this would be a while by the time this goes out. So it's the Capital event. So I'm just going to tell you a few highlights of things that would be relevant to you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Well, first off on the list, of course, I met Caroline Ford again, Susan.
Oh, yeah.
So I wore a Neighbours t-shirt, right? When I met her.
Right.
Because we all know that Caroline Ford watches Neighbours, right?
Well, yeah, okay, we all know, sure, yeah.
So I thought that was my master plan. I'd wear this Neighbours t-shirt when I had my
But didn't she
photo with
watch
her.
it years ago? We've come to this conclusion.
We don't know 100% if she
That
does.
she was still watching it.
Anyway.
Okay.
And there she is. She was amazing. She was lovely. And you sat down for the photo. I'm showing you the photo. Because I actually showed you the photo and you said, "Who's that?" Which I was like, I thought you would have known Caroline Ford by now. But
She's a lot older.
Oh, like a year. Anyway.
What are you on about a year compared to Susan?
I know, I've had my photo with her a few times, so I thought you would recognise her.
Yeah, anyway.
No, anyway. So I sat down and I thought, maybe it's going to be one of these COVID situations, like a Miss Garrett where they don't look at you or they move away.
Yeah.
But no, I sat down and the photographer was getting the stuff ready. And it was a bit strange because I looked and she looked at me. We looked at each other's eyes basically at the same time. And
romantic.
to be honest, it was like kissing distance. It was a bit weird. I felt very close to Caroline Ford. And I didn't say anything and she didn't say anything. So there was just this moment where we were just staring at each other's face very close. And then I had second thoughts at that moment that if she saw my Neighbours t-shirt, it would be really weird and she'd think, I don't know, I'd be that crazy Neighbours fan that always talks to her.
Yeah, about Neighbours.
Yeah.
Doctor Who things, yeah.
So I sort of covered that up. I sort of
God.
looked away.
That's almost worse.
And then she was like, "How are you?" And I was like, "I'm fine." And then we had our photo and I was like, "Have a good day." And she was like, "Thanks." And that was it. And I went away. So it was just a weird moment with her.
Well, it looks like you were trying to cover your chest up as well, which makes it even funnier.
Yeah, it was just, I just thought, oh no. At that moment I sat down and looked into her eyes, I just didn't want to talk about Neighbours. I had a complete reversal of thoughts. Anyway,
Interesting.
It was a nice photo and she was great. She was lovely and she was on. Oh, and that was I haven't told you this.
No.
So before she was saying she got a new agent. I mean, she told everyone in the talk this. She had a new agent, right?
Right.
And they were going to put her up for old lady roles.
Right.
This agent was looking for old lady roles and she had an audition or she was seen for The Crown.
Oh.
But they said she didn't look old enough.
There we go. Couldn't she's on the year older side.
Imagine Caroline Ford could have been in The Crown, Susan. I don't know what she would have played, but she told everyone about that. So
She probably shouldn't. She's probably not going to get in any old lady roles now.
So who else did I see? And then I saw, okay, you won't know this, Susan from the films that we watched.
Oh, right, the little girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's I don't know, she's 60 now.
Yeah. But she was a little girl in
her
it.
and the one that played Louise, who was in the Dalek Invasion of Earth. So saw them.
Nice.
They were really great. I had a photo with them. I don't know, did I show you where I'm holding up the Sugar Puffs poster?
No, you haven't shown me that.
So that is Susan on the left now.
I mean, you can tell it's her, actually. You can tell.
The only other people that you might know that I saw was, Planet of the Daleks, right? You know Planet of the Daleks with the Lady Thal.
Yes.
And you know, in that one, there was a dickhead Thal.
Yes, there's always a dickhead.
So I met the dickhead Thal.
Oh.
And he's been in a couple of other Doctor Who's coming up as well. Right. And he always plays that kind of character. And he was great, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, he's obviously much older now. But I did say to him, he said Planet of the Daleks was his favourite one. So this is Prentice Hancock, everyone. And I was like, yeah, but you always play that sort of like dickhead one, basically. And he was like, yeah, maybe. I don't know. He didn't really agree. He thought his characters that he played had a bit more to him than that.
You've basically just like put the actor into one category.
When he comes up again, he plays the same. He's that grumpy sort of one that wants to get on with stuff. He always plays that.
The actor doesn't need to know that.
Yeah, I know. Well, I told him that.
You told him. Mark told him.
But it was great. And so he signed my Blu-ray as well. So I've got two of the Thals who've signed my Blu-ray now.
Check you out.
And so the only other plot twist as well. So I had my Neighbours t-shirt.
Yeah.
So I met Bonnie Langford again.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So she was signing my Blu-ray. And she looked up. She's like, what's on your t-shirt? I was like, oh, it's Neighbours. And she went, oh, we've just got to celebrate Neighbours now, haven't we? Now it's finishing. And I had a whole conversation about Neighbours with Bonnie Langford.
Was that better than Susan?
And it was better than any conversation I would ever have with Caroline Ford about Neighbours. So it was great. And she knew it. I mean, because it's #Celebrate Neighbours now. Bonnie Langford knew about that.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, well, someone will save it, won't they? And I was like, no, because they're finishing filming at this time and no one's going to be. She's like, oh, that's a shame. Bonnie Langford is now the Neighbours expert, everybody. So that totally made my day.
Oh, I bet.
Out of all the people.
Bonnie Langford.
Bonnie Langford knows about it. I mean, she's been a soap, I suppose, so she probably knows.
Yeah.
So, yes. Oh, and, okay, well, one last thing about this.
Okay.
You would have... Oh, I didn't take a photo. I wish I'd... So there was a cosplay competition over the weekend.
Right.
And... There was the guy that won.
My Nightmare, yeah.
No, but the guy that won was the Brigadier, right?
Ah, okay.
And it was great. He had the full uniform. He looked
Which version of the Brigadier?
Well, on Saturday he was normal Brigadier. On Sunday he was Brigade Leader. And he had the eye patch and he had the thing and everything. He looked just like him. But I was trying to, because I was queuing up and stuff and I didn't get a photo with him. I wanted to get a photo to send you, but it was amazing. So there was,
shout out to him.
Yeah, and I thought, oh my God, you're going to love this.
I'd have been hot under the collar.
Yes. But of all the things, I mean, there wasn't that many people doing cosplay, to be honest, but out of all the people, Brigade Leader.
Oh, yes.
Like, it was
what
amazing.
A man.
It was amazing. I'll try and, if I can find, someone would have taken a picture there.
Oh, so yeah.
I'll have to show you that.
If someone has it, like, share it with us, please. Please.
And the only other thing I was just going to quickly mention.
Right.
So just after Easter, there was a new episode of Doctor Who that was on.
Oh, yeah.
Legend of the Sea Devils.
Yes.
And
I didn't watch it.
No. Good.
I'm not allowed, am I?
Not yet.
We've got years to go, but Sarah's still not allowed to watch any new Doctor Who, so...
But at the end of that episode was a trailer for the next special, which was the one that filmed at my work, which is the one that I was going to... And so all the secrets are out now of what was in that.
Yeah.
So I think if you go back to our... maybe it was our season 8 Doskers we were doing when they were filming at my work.
It was something like that,
And... these returning characters that I found out about are now out there for everyone. Tegan and Ace. And obviously I told you at the time, you were like, I don't know who they are. And you still don't know who they are.
No, you never told me.
Oh, did I not say?
You never told me.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so...
Because you were like, I'm not telling you because you don't know who they are.
And the Master and everything.
Yes,
so,
I knew that.
Yeah. So all of that. And finally... I can talk
about it. Can you put your picture up of you in the TARDIS yet?
Oh, can I still do the? Can I do the pictures? I can probably do me in the TARDIS.
You can do you in the TARDIS.
I probably can't do me in the set and stuff.
No.
So just because obviously everyone was speculating that it was the Master, and Sacha Dhawan was there in his Master outfit, and he walked past me at reception in his full outfit. Oh, it was amazing. And I had just got new hand dryers in the gents' toilets the week before. Like really nice new chrome ones.
Of course.
And when he walked past, I went to the toilets. I was like, oh my God, I'm so glad I got new hand dryers for the toilets at work because Sacha Dhawan as the Master is using those hand dryers now. I've
been talking about hand dryers for years.
I know. And yeah.
Finally.
I didn't do them for ladies yet, but...
No, of course you didn't. Well, the gents needed it
ones didn't
more.
work at all.
No, exactly. That's
So,
worse.
you know,
So,
and, yeah, and I think, anyway, Jodie Whittaker was upstairs for the toilets anyway, so it's fine.
in her own.
So in her own, she had her own thing. But yeah, seeing the master there was amazing, because when I walked in, and they'd done the set and stuff, there were all these little mini figure people, and that's a signature thing of the master. So that's what I meant by I walked in, didn't know, and I just saw they had a box of these master props, and I was like, oh my god, it's the master. So I can talk about that now. And in the trailer you can see clips of
the building
and everything. So it is amazing. Although that little bit of script thing that I found, I've lost it. I've got it. I put it somewhere safe.
Oh my!
So everybody, I found a bit of the script basically, which is how I knew about
what was happening,
Tegan and stuff. And I've put it somewhere safe, and I have no idea where it is. But it's part of the script of the Centenary Special, which I have, which I can talk about now. But I've just put it somewhere safe, and I can't remember.
Mark,
which is probably a good thing, actually.
No, it's not. You should at least know where it is. You should know where it is.
I don't know. I had a thought of putting it in the safe at work, but I don't think I did in the end. I brought it home.
Yeah, you brought it. I know you brought it home.
Yeah, no, but I kept taking it. It was in my bag with me always.
Why?
For quite a long time.
That's worse.
Yeah, I know. So it was at work, it was at home, and I just kept looking at it and reading through it, all these scenes of Tegan and Ace and stuff, and being like, is this real? Anyway, I'll find it.
Dear.
There we go. There's the updates. Great.
Wonderful.
So we are, it's a big one this time. New Doctor.
I mean, it's not a big one, but it's, I guess.
It's a new Doctor is always a milestone.
I guess. It's just a bit of a crappy episode, but.
Oh, there we go. Well, there's Sarah's review, everyone, straight away.
Right, sorry. So me and Mark watched this separately to begin with. We watched 2 separate and 2 together.
Yeah.
We ordered burgers from Brewdog.
Brewdog burgers, great.
And I sat down and said, I don't think the robots are great. And you were like, what? He's beautiful. And I went, beautiful? What the fuck are you on about? Like, you've never said anything like that before, ever.
Well, it is. It's a really, I like the look of the robot. It's a
Later
beautiful
on,
creation. No?
No. Well, and then later on, even you were like, maybe beautiful was a bit strong.
Yeah, no, I don't know why it just came out beautiful. The word beautiful.
But you said he's like this. He's beautiful, and I was like, what? What the fuck are you on about?
It's an iconic monster. The robot, the giant robot.
Really?
Yeah, there's a toy of it.
That I can imagine. It reminds me more of a Chumley or something.
Anyway, well, let's just go through, and then we always go off topic anyway. So, Robot Part 1, Robot. New titles.
Yeah,
you like the titles?
I like the titles.
Although you said the Doctor looks very young in the titles.
Yeah, well, I just thought he looked young, that's all. He looked very young.
I mean, I suppose he's young compared to John Pertwee.
That's probably all it is. That's probably all
just
it is.
getting used to...
He looks like he was in his late 20s.
Not very young. Tom Baker's definitely much older.
Yeah, interesting.
And we carry on literally from the end of Planet of the Spiders. It's the same scene, basically.
Yeah.
I tell you, Brigadier, there's nothing to worry about. The Brontosaurus is large and placid.
This the patient, sir?
And stupid. The square on the hypotenuse equals the sum of the square on the other 2 sides. Why is a mouse when it spins?
What are your first impressions of this new Doctor?
Well, I said to you actually, like, later, initially, it just took me a little bit to just, I couldn't zone into his voice.
Okay.
Sometimes it was almost as if he wasn't even talking into the microphone and like he was mumbling. And I wonder whether like this mumble is part of his character that I'll just get used to.
He's not as pronounced as maybe a John Pertwee. The acting style is different.
Yeah. Or before that,
Patrick Troughton and any of them really. He's completely different.
Yeah.
So do you know Tom Baker?
I mean, I know he was a doctor. I don't know him personally. Yeah. He's not on my phone or anything.
You know him from like, I don't know, the voice of Little Britain.
Yes.
Or, other stuff that he's done.
But
so
yeah, I mean, it's a tricky one. So I said to you as well, his voice is a lot deeper.
Well, yeah.
So even that as well was like an adjustment, as in you get used to who characters, I can almost look away and be like, I know who these characters are. And Sarah's a very pronounced voice as well. And his was a lot deeper and not more mumbly and stuff. And I remember just thinking like, gosh, almost like he was a side character. He could have got away if I didn't know.
Well, it's always funny with these new Doctors, especially their first episode. They're all a bit all over the place, saying silly things, finding the character. So
Yeah. And
everybody's
actually,
getting used to him.
Yeah, by the end, I felt that he'd settled into what that character was. But that initial period, I guess, was very, I don't know, it took me a while. And I felt like it took him a while.
Yeah, I think it did. I think he's finding it. This whole story, he's finding the
Yeah.
character. And I think maybe, I'm not sure, maybe they filmed all the outside stuff first and then went into the studio. That's all they tend to do. So it might not have been all in order as well.
So also, he's very, for a story, he's got stuff to do, but you don't, it's just sort of like a presumed sort of, and he does it.
It doesn't rely on the character of the Doctor for the story to happen. I think that might be on purpose because I think they would have written this without knowing who was cast.
Yeah.
So it's just the Doctor does this, and he does a lot of doctory things.
Yeah, he does a lot of doctory
He does
things.
a bit of deducing. Is that a word? Deducting, deducing, not juicing.
Oh gosh,
Deducing?
I don't know now. You've come, I know the.
I think it's deducing.
Sure. I honestly can't think now. Now you've said it. I know what you mean, and I cannot think. I've just got deducing in my head.
Deducing.
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 The juice in the mouth. Okay, I don't know what that was. I blame the
Anyway,
burger.
he does a lot of doctory things.
Yeah, and that's it. It didn't feel like he was someone else. I'll tell you what, it was a little bit more. So, in some ways, he reminded me a little bit of First Doctor in just the storyline way.
He's a little bit, if I say cold, not cold, but he's playing it very alien.
Yeah, and
whereas like the Third Doctor,
and the second. I mean,
or any of the that sort of cares a bit more. He doesn't really care. He's like, Earth is just a planet to me, another planet to me. I don't belong here. It doesn't matter what you're doing, but I'll just help out while I'm here. Which is a bit like the Third Doctor was at the beginning, but then he completely went the other way by the end of it, and that was his home and everything. It's not, the unit lab isn't his home. He doesn't care about staying there, or he doesn't really, even with like Sarah and the Brigadier, he's not like, oh, good to see you, or
there was no warmness between them.
Yeah, it's not like it's.
No, you can, because I mean, he should know them.
He knows them all. He knows where they are. He knows everybody.
Yeah,
but it's like
the idea is they don't know him.
But he's not referring to them like he's known them for a long time.
No, I agree.
That's what it is, I think.
Yeah, you're completely right. It just felt really distant and cold.
Yeah.
And the distance is kind of what you got a lot with the First Doctor.
Yeah, but I think that might be on purpose. I think that's why, because Tom Baker does. This is why he's such an amazing Doctor, and everyone loves him because the way he plays it. There's a scene where the Brigadier's talking to him, and and the Doctor is just staring off somewhere else, not blinking, like for ages and ages. And then the Brigadier does all his stuff, walks off, and then the Doctor sort of snaps out of it and carries on. He's playing it very alien, deciding not to blink, to look. Whatever you would think he would do, he does the complete opposite. And
I think it would just take me
purpose, but I think it's really good.
I think it would just take me. I don't think this was the best introduction. I'm saying his best story. I don't know what's to come, but I don't think it was the best introduction, and I think it'll just take me a bit longer to adjust to him compared to like. So, for example, when we went from Patrick Troughton into
John Pertwee,
that felt very quick. I said to you, by the end of that story, I was like, pretty much by the end of the first episode, this is our Doctor. And I think it's because they had a lot more time with him. He did all that running around. There was like the first story, the first episode, was just basically the camera and that Doctor trying to like work out what was going on and get somewhere. Even going into Patrick Troughton, though, that story was very like involved with the Doctor. And this one, it just felt like we didn't get a lot of time to get to know him.
No. Well,
it was very different in that sense. So I feel it's going to take me longer to get to know him.
Yeah, they don't give him all that time because the story's, especially part 1, is divided off because Sarah is off on her adventure, being a journalist.
She's a journalist, ladies and
doing
gentlemen.
that again. And actually, the doctor stuff is the side thing that's happening. It's you see the robot from a point of view breaking into places, so slow.
Yeah.
So slow. That's
Very
my
slow.
problem with the robot. It's beautiful but slow.
It's beauty. I just don't
But
know
you
where
see
it's
this
come
point of view, and
from.
it's and it's breaking in, and it's just there's no drama to it. It's just plodding along.
Yeah.
So that's all going on. And Sarah's going off to investigate this think tank place, and she gets involved with the robot there. So she's off doing her own thing, and that's quite, and it's not like she's there like some other companion might be, looking after the doctor or worrying about him.
No one is. They're just getting on with the fact that like this stuff's happening. Even like the Brigadier and all that unit. That's what I was looking for. The word unit. Even they're just like cracking on, and they're like, well, if he wants to help, he'll help. It's a very odd first Doctor
and then
story. Not first Doctor, you know what I mean.
And Harry is brought in to look after the doctor, medical officer Harry.
Yeah.
Who's just been in the background for however long.
I like Harry.
And Benton's around a lot.
Yeah.
No Yates, unfortunately.
No Yates. For you, well, our recent this or that, Benton was a very clear winner.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. But yeah, Benton
He was. Very clear.
So Benton's still sticking around for a bit.
Yeah.
So at least you got that. But then Harry is now supposed to be looking after the doctor. But there's some great scenes between him. The skipping scene in part 1 where Harry's trying to get the doctor back to bed.
Yes, yeah. That was
That's
good.
so good. You know,
There's some really
stuff
good
like that.
moments, yeah.
I didn't like as much the doctor when he's dressing up as the Viking and the clown. And
Yeah, that was all
that
a
was
bit
a
odd.
bit silly, I thought.
Again, though, it just felt like he was just this additional side character rather than
Yeah.
Doctor Who.
But then saying that, you don't really get into, I didn't really get into the story of the robot. You got Miss Winters, and I like it when Sarah goes off being a journalist, doing her thing. Clothes Watch, I felt she was a bit like a 70s Miss Marple style.
Yeah, I liked her outfit too.
thing.
Her
Yeah,
matching outfit,
Yeah.
her dress.
And actually, real life Clothes Watch, everybody loves your blazer that you're wearing right now.
I'm wearing a blazer today.
I don't know why. I've just never seen you wear a blazer before. And it
It's
looks
so funny.
really cool. It looks great.
Everyone said it to me today. Like, I'm like, it's from Primark. Like, why are you wearing a blazer? I'm like, I don't know. I just don't want to put a jumper on today, so I put a blazer on.
Yeah, it's cool. There we go. That's real life. Clothes Watch. You've never done one of those before.
Apparently, I never looked cool before.
But yeah, and Sarah's got the 70s sort of thing around her head,
she
the
looks
bandana
very
and everything, but she's
of the
going
time.
off doing her own thing. So Sarah's up against Miss Winters in this interview thing.
So
who?
I was thinking of Jan Lee.
Jan Lee. Oh,
That's that's the last time we've had a
Okay.
female.
female villain.
villain.
Quite rare.
I think Jan Lee might be the last
Jan
one.
Lee, maybe. Yeah, she's in the league
Jan
of Jan
Lee.
Lee.
Jan Lee.
we
Jan
haven't heard
Lee.
about Jan Lee for a while.
I know, but we have the song, so
And this is where Sarah meets the robot. So were you seeing that sort of relationship forming, or were you... Because that's... do you know what? Watching this, when you say like robot to people, it is that everyone's like, it's a sort of the King Kong
I said that to you, didn't I? I said King Kong.
version
Yeah.
with Sarah and the robot.
Yeah.
But actually, the relationship isn't that deep. I mean, they got a few moments, but it's not until more the end where he decides to pick her up and...
She comes across
gets
very
But
wet in this.
But in the beginning, she's not as... She's strong as in, I like it when she's going into the think tank and she's like, and it says like no access and she's like, oh, what's in here? And just like walks right through.
And there's some great moments.
That stuff.
Or when she says to Benton, like, you're not in charge, you're not put in charge of us, are you? We're not part of unit, so and off she goes. I like those moments.
So she does have
But
those,
whenever she's with the robot talking, it's just really wet.
and I think it has to be written like that to serve the story, because
Of
the robot
course,
needs
yeah.
to sympathise. Well, they need to sympathise with each other, but no, it doesn't really ring true
Because she's good.
of her character.
No.
That's like her being like in the dinosaurs, being like, oh, it's all chained up, we've got to let it free.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, like, that is what Joe would do. That dialogue is very
Yes.
Joe.
Yeah, that I can see that and Joe having that. Like, I'm sure
Because
that
that's very
happened.
Joe.
I'm sure that happened to some alien. I'm sure she felt
Yeah.
sorry for some alien at some point.
But that is a very Joe thing to
Yeah.
do. It's not a Sarah thing to do.
No.
So it just felt really hammy.
Like all the cliffhangers of is the robot going to kill someone? And then it has its moments. It's
Mark
all
is
against-
beautiful, remember?
It is beautiful, but it's but I mean it's. The poor guy in the thing trying
Yeah.
to walk. There's so many times where he nearly falls over.
He has a lot of help.
And then he's being helped out, and it's not like some major killing machine that can like blast through doors and just kill people straight away. All the people that it breaks in and kills, they throw themselves towards the grid.
Yeah.
They're really it's too slow and plodding. You don't.
Let's talk about unit a sec as well.
Okay.
Talking of slow and plodding.
There's a lot of unit guys in this.
There's a lot.
There's a lot of firing and bombs, and nothing happens.
And when they're running and they're falling over, it's just actors with their like trying to just get through it, I think. One week they're all getting in the cars and like they're just running around in circles.
Well, it's like they've hired a group for a day.
Yeah.
They've just got all the shots that they need, and they're just putting them in there like...
I feel like they've just put people in costumes. Okay, this is what we're going to do. And they're kind of themselves like, I don't know where I'm going next. Like, I'm going to fall over and get back. I don't know. I just found it a bit...
Benton is the lead one of that.
Yeah. No, really, actually, Benton was great.
Oh no, I don't think he is. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm not a fan of Benton. Bring back Yates. Hashtag bring back Yates.
No.
Hashtag bring back Neighbours.
Celebrate neighbours.
Celebrate Neighbours. Celebrate Yates.
Oh my God. No, I like Benton in this. Like, he's got some good dialogue. I feel like he said himself, there's good rapport with him and Sarah and with the doctor. I like him. Oh, Mark. I know he's not beautiful like the robot,
but
without
Yates, you haven't got that sort of feel. And Harry's not part. I mean, Harry gets into the story. He's the medical officer, and he gets put undercover.
Yes,
he doesn't really do that much.
So it was a really good twist, though. I know we're jumping a lot, but because I said to you, I was like, oh, I hope Harry stays around, like him working with the doctor. Like, because you completely forget about him. He's there at the start, and then, like you say, he sort of goes undercover. You forget about it. I genuinely forgot until he was helping with the doctor and all that, and there was this nice rapport. And I said to you then, I was like, I hope he sticks around, him and his sideburns.
Curiouser and curiouser.
Said Alice.
Exactly.
I don't know, he just had a really good energy. I enjoyed... I've said it again, rapport. I think I've said it like 4 times. But, yeah, I enjoyed that. Whereas, like... So when he ended up going in at the end, I was like, oh, no, I would never have guessed at the start of his story that he would end up going on the TARDIS to become a companion.
I mean, I don't want to jump ahead, but if anyone might replace Ian...
I know. I said that
Harry
almost.
could be a contender, everyone. Watch this space.
Him and his sideburns.
It could be Harry.
We'll find out. I'm almost as happy as when... Stripy Jumper.
Stripy Jumper. Stephen.
Oh, because I loved when Stephen came on as well. I loved that moment too.
But then Sarah hasn't really got... I mean, she's well in there. She's still a bit, not a member of UNIT still, but she's still in and out there with everyone.
Oh, yeah.
And
they just let her roam.
Has she been working on other stuff? Oh, and actually, no, that's carried on straight from if you think about it, Planet of the Spiders, she met Mike at the train station, got in the car, went to that house, went to Metabolus 3, got back... Oh no, there was a 3-week gap when the doctor was away, and then he came back and regenerated. She had 3 weeks off. So it's not, I was going to say...
What?
So in Planet of the Spiders...
Yeah, of course, you're right.
There was 3 weeks, wasn't there?
Yes, there was.
I was going to say, otherwise...
And then he comes out.
That is a long day. Planet of the Spiders and robots happen to you all in one day. But no, she's fine, everyone. She had 3 weeks. She probably did some other work in between.
She's a journalist.
Yeah, freelance work. She wrote for some magazines. And then now she's back. And now she's gone off into space. Okay, we've got Professor Kettlewell, the inventor of the amazing, beautiful robot. Not a fan of him?
No. But again, that was another good twist.
But
I did see it coming.
Though, you saw that he was part of the...
I said to you, I went, he's in on it. And then the doctor came in and said, like, you've let her go off of that. And I was like, that proves it. And then...
What do you think of the sort of UKIP Village Hall meeting that they had? It's a bit strange because she's done up. She's got her leather gloves on and she's shouting and slamming on the things, and I didn't realise this is a part because I'm watching closer than normally I would.
Yeah.
I didn't realise what their plan was. So, is it Russia, China, and somewhere else?
And the US.
And the US have given Great Britain all their nuclear codes.
Yeah. So if one of them
misbehaves, then
they
Britain
publish
can publish all their codes. I mean, talk about science fiction. That's never going to happen, is it? I mean, I never noticed, those sort of lines of dialogue before. I knew they were baddies and they had the robot and they wanted to take over using a robot.
Yeah.
But I didn't realise all this nuclear code stuff. And it's
That's
funny.
a big part of the story as well,
I know,
Mark.
but I don't know, it's just funny when people say, like, even in the 70s and stuff, they're like...
But it made me laugh when he was like, and of course, they gave it to Great Britain.
Yeah, it's stuff like that. So I appreciate their plan a bit more. What happened to Miss Winters, actually? She's gone by beginning of episode 4. They must have just arrested her.
Yeah, they did. She started it again, and she's like,
yeah.
"You can't stop it, huh?" And then they get her out of there.
Yeah.
And then the doctor stops it.
We got a bit fed up of this countdown being
Oh,
switched
we
on and
really
off all
did.
the time.
Yeah. Do you know what? This could have been 3. It could have been a fast, chunky.
Those first 3, not a lot happens. They find the robot, it steals stuff, it takes refuge, and
Yeah.
they try and get hold of it. Not a lot happened. I mean, he was getting the bits for the disintegrator gun in the first episode. They put the disintegrator gun together
Yeah.
to use the disintegrator gun to go in that guy's safe, to get the nuclear codes, to then go down to the nuclear bunker. I mean, even just if that's 3 episodes, everyone.
Yeah.
The whole giant robot twist is quite...
I mean, they had to do something though, didn't they? Because
you couldn't have had another episode of just the robot.
and we'll try and get it again. Something had to change.
Yeah.
But it wasn't enough of a twist like the other twist we had, like, you know, when we find out that doctor's bad, or like when he gets on at the end. It wasn't enough of a twist. It was kind of like a humorous one, because of course the Brigadier's line, you know something's almost going to happen when he goes, "We don't need the doctor for this."
Yeah.
Oh, I've made it worse.
It's funny that it's the Brigadier that's done that.
Exactly. And that's what's funny about it, and that's why we can enjoy it.
So you didn't like the robot having sort of feelings and its emotions and being human and those sort of science fiction questions. I mean, you can see what they're trying to do.
Yeah. And I appreciate what they were trying to do.
Actually, we haven't really had that before. You would have thought by now in Doctor Who, we haven't had really robot with
Well, the closest we had was
feelings.
that computer.
a
remember?
WOTAN. Yeah, but
WOTAN.
WOTAN was bad the whole time. It wasn't like
No, but it had
that kind of
a conscience, I guess,
Yeah.
in terms of like a plan and
I
a.
can't believe you remember these things still. It's still amazing
But,
whenever you reference
you know,
the
when
past.
the past.
And it's usually like a real past one, like the 60s. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like it was last season.
I know.
Or Boss, yeah.
I don't know. When I was watching that robot, I did think of Wotan.
I didn't.
I don't know why, but I thought like if Wotan moved, it'd be very similar.
Yeah, basically that's what it is. Roswell Robot is if Wotan moved.
Yeah, and we've called it the robot.
If Wotan had legs, it would be this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the whole point was that Wotan could make, like, you didn't need a human, it could make human conscious decisions. That's kind of what the robot is.
Yeah.
I don't know. I get what they're doing. It's the King Kong element, you know, and all that. But I didn't think it was, it's not going to be in my top stories, let's put it that way.
And it's not really in fan terms. It's not in anyone's.
No.
It's not amazing. It's just, I think it is seen as
It's
a bit
just
of a
known as-
bit of a leftover from a third Doctor story.
Yeah.
It does the job of introducing the Doctor. And that's about it.
Yeah, that is it. I think it's just going to be known as the one where we introduce the fourth Doctor.
It's weird seeing Bessie, but not with the third Doctor, if you see what I mean.
Well, I said to you, Bessie reminded me of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Why have we never
Which-
said this before?
But isn't that interesting? Because I've never thought of that when it was with the third Doctor. And then suddenly it's with the fourth Doctor, and it just feels really out of place.
It looks completely out of place.
It
in the
looks like
story.
it belongs in another story,
Yeah.
like Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Like, it feels so different.
Well, do you notice Sarah's car? She's got
Yeah.
a well nice car. She has.
She's selling all the stories. That's why she can afford it.
Yeah,
she's
she's
selling all
like,
the government secrets
My
thanks to her.
experience on Peladon, on Take a Break or whatever.
Yeah, pictures.
I met a 6-armed creature.
I met some spiders, some
I
big
met
spiders.
some spiders.
They were carried around on blankets.
Giant spider in my house, page 3.
How I stopped the giant spider, Sarah, with like a shock face, you know. Unbelievable. But yeah, that's why, because she's done all the, Brigadier's given her a pass as well, so it's his fault.
So you weren't impressed with the story overall.
No,
So what was the standout thing for you?
Harry.
Harry.
I loved Harry
Yes.
coming on.
Oh my god, everyone's gonna love Harry. We're gonna get all the Harry tweets now. Everyone's gonna love it.
Harry. Yeah, I'm all for Harry. Yeah, it just wasn't a great set. Do you know what it felt like? It didn't even feel like... It felt like an old Third Doctor story. It felt like a Joe story.
Yeah, okay.
From like a completely different series. And they've gone, we'll just rework this a bit.
Okay, so what do you hope will happen in the rest of this season?
I can't wait for Harry to meet Space. I can't. Well, because it's been so long. I mean, even when Sarah did, her first experience was in the past, if you remember.
I do remember, yeah. I'm glad you do as well.
Of course you remember.
Well, I never know. You're going to reference something and I'm going to be like, what? Do you think?
So,
one day.
One day.
You're gonna be like,
So I'd like it to be spacey because part of that fun is them learning. And
what about what unit, though? And the Brigadier?
I think they'll come back.
Yeah.
It might be a while. I liked the Brigadier's joke of like, oh, I told them we'll be a bit late. I have so much time for the Brigadier and his one-liners.
He's still he's like a completely different character.
The
He is
Brigadier's
the comedy.
one-liners are peak.
Doctor, about that dinner at the palace, Her Majesty... Yes. Well, I'll tell them you'll be a little late.
He is having his camp wish wonderland.
Well,
Because
and-
there's a campness to his one-liners as well. They're so camp.
And you didn't have to do... Everyone knew the Doctor was the Doctor, at least.
Yes.
Because it happened in front of them all.
Yeah. Oh, I
Don't
loved
have
that.
all of that imposter. So that actually helped. If you had all of that as well.
I like the
that would-
Brigadier's line of like, sorry, it happened this time. Something like it's
exactly.
so dry. I love it.
But at least they're like, right, that's the Doctor. Let's get on with it. Nobody was really... Even like Sarah. I mean, I know... What's his name? The monk guy said it was going to happen. But you'd think she'd be a bit more...
But she saw
Or
it.
take a bit of time to trust him, at least. You know, she's
Well-
right in there. And she has that moment where he's unconscious. Oh, is he okay?
What was interesting though, kind of what you said, like, she very much from the start was like, yep, I've got... In fact, she was answering things like, well, he's going to feel like this, isn't he? And you kind of think, how do you know?
Yeah.
You really don't know.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like she's
Brig can
seen
say
it.
that. Brig can be like,
He's seen it a couple of times. This is his third Doctor now.
I know.
So,
I know.
So-
But he saw it this time.
Yeah.
Last time he just stumbled out, but yeah.
So, yeah, I felt like she was very much maybe too okay with it. But she was busy off doing her stuff anyway. She
She's
didn't
a
even
journalist.
see... You think she'd be more concerned. She's seen the third Doctor in front of her, you know, collapse and die. And then she's like, oh, okay, I'm going to
But that just sums up the story. That sums up the story. Because it just doesn't feel like...
But by the end of it, I like that little scene at the end where they're going to just go off now. There's not going to be any issues.
I want
She's
to see
accepted it.
how Harry and Sarah
Because they
gel.
haven't had that much screen time.
not together.
And have they only just met at the beginning of this story?
Yeah.
Because actually, I was looking up in Planet of the Spiders.
Yeah.
I think in episode 1, you know when that guy, the psychic guy, dies with the blue crystal at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
The Brigadier phone. He goes, "Get me Sullivan, the medical officer." And then when he's dead, and then the Brigadier's like, "Oh, don't worry about it." So that was a nice little... That's his first mention at the beginning of Planet of the Spiders. So obviously Harry's been working at UNIT for a while.
Yeah.
So maybe
Even
they
one
have
weird
met.
reason though why he doesn't know. Like, it is a very small number of
Yeah, I
unit
know,
soldiers that
I
know the
know.
TARDIS then.
Well,
literally-
Yeah. Well, he's not been down
The
that end of the
Brigadier
department yet.
And
has he?
Benton are the only unit people that apparently have been on the TARDIS.
That was weird because at the beginning, the Brigadier's like, "Oh, all this top secret stuff," blah, blah, and then Sarah's like, "Well, why are you telling me?" And he's like, "Well, there isn't anyone else to talk to." It's literally like, where is all your staff? Where is everyone? It's just Sarah who's not a member of UNIT in there.
Yeah.
Like,
She's a
yeah,
journalist.
she's a journalist. It's like, you can tell Benton at least. Phone up Yates if you need to.
Yeah.
Phone up Harry. At least he's part of the...
Yeah,
like,
very odd.
Where is the rest of your staff that you
Yeah,
you
but then
talk
it
to?
wouldn't be, his
So weird.
cool one-liners, would it?
know.
I loved it.
So, so maybe Harry's been around and, I don't know. Just one other thing as well.
Okay.
It's on the subject of Harry.
Okay.
That actor has been in Doctor Who before.
Oh.
And actually, I've only just remembered myself, and I can't believe you haven't recognised the sideburns. He's in Carnival of Monsters on the boat. He's the guy, Mini, Scope, Drashing, Hings.
Yeah.
You know, there's the 1920s... Drashigs, yeah. The 1920s people on the boat.
Yeah.
He's the guy that's... There's the major, the daughter, and the guy that's sort of
Oh,
talking
yeah.
to the daughter.
It's him.
That's him.
Ah, no way. Very Stephen. Stephen was in
Yeah.
it previously in them.
Yeah.
Love it.
So he has been in it before. And I think he was up for the part of either Yates or Benton, I think. Maybe that might have been Yates, that actor. So there you go. There's a fact for you. Everyone listening probably already knows.
Yeah, but for me...
Okay, yeah, I knew you'd like Harry, actually. Of course. But it's good that
Why,
Sarah's
of
still around.
course?
I don't know, because I thought if anyone is going to be... He's the closest to Ian we've had. And I know you've only seen that first story.
Yeah. I literally said to you, I was like, I hope he sticks around.
Because obviously Stephen wasn't like Ian. Stephen was a very different character. And then we haven't really had him. Obviously Ben's different. Jamie is different. I'm just going to list everything.
You can list all the men.
Yeah, I think that's
Clint was different.
Cliff.
Cliff.
Clint.
Charlie the barman was different.
Yeah, they were all different. So no one has been like Ian. No one has been...
No.
You haven't said that about anyone
No, I've not.
since Ian left. And that was a while back.
Oh, gosh, it was.
So, yes, okay. Well, the next story is called, you'll be pleased to know,
Oh, go on.
The Ark in Space.
Oh, we're in space.
Possibly in space. We
I
shall
think
find
there'll
out.
be 2x2.
2x2, okay.
The animals in 2x2.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Ark in Space.
Exciting.
Yeah. Well, we'll see everyone for that.
Yeah.
And yeah, season 12 is underway.
Ooh.
So let us know what you think on Twitter and Instagram at 2watchwho. And you can support us on buymeacoffee.com/2watchwho.
Thank you to all our supporters.
Thank you so much to our supporters, yes.
Who've continued while we had our hiatus.
Yes,
And
yeah.
we are back.
We are back now, yes. I'm ready for lots of Fourth Doctor talk. So we'll see you next time. Bye.
And Harry. Bye.
Watch who?
There's no point in being grown up if you can't be childish sometimes.